Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we will be earning Haas F1 team their first championships in both the drivers and the constructors championships. So sit back, grab a pizza and a bottle of soda. Let's do this. The driver lineup for season 1 is the same as real life, so there are no changes there. This Haas's tyre wear is absolutely atrocious. It is below average on everything, especially tyres. And the performance from Kevin in Miami sprint race was amazing, but the rain was also a major factor. But nothing happened for the rest of the season, so here are the results. No surprises here, but Max Verstappen ended up winning the Drivers' Championship with a dominant 14 wins on the season. And as we zoom out, we can just see that the points just really weren't close at all. With the gap to second, I think the gap to second was 133 points. In our championship, we ended up finishing 13th and 14th respectively, but I must admit, Yuki Tsunoda blew Daniel Ricciardo out of the water, so I wonder what that means for him next season. No surprises, but Red Bull ended up winning the Constructors' Championship, but their battle was actually fairly close with McLaren, and then a gap to Ferrari behind, and the Mercedes, Aston, Racing Bulls, then Haas, Williams, Alpine, and Sauber unfortunately not scoring any points throughout the season. For season 2 now, we will start with the driver changes. So there's no changes to McLaren, as you can see, but we've had Carlos Sainz replace Sergio Perez, and to replace Sainz was obviously Lewis Hamilton, as that's hard-coded into the game. But to replace Hamilton is some sort of AI-generated driver that I've never seen before. But these 3 lineups look good apart from the Mercedes. At Aston Martin, we now have Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo, a whole new lineup. And at RB, we have Sergio Perez, who was replaced by Sainz at Red Bull, and Pierre Gasly. And with Haas's lineup, it's just like the real life one with Ocon and Behrman that I've signed. And with Williams, it's Albon, and Sargent's been replaced by Alonso. But so far in this season, we already have had some amazing driver changes as well. And the last 2 teams we must talk about is Zhou Guanyu being replaced at Kick Sauber, but Magnussen has moved from Haas to Kick Sauber, interesting. And we've also had Yuki Tsunoda join Alpine, which is also interesting. But I suppose Papa Stroll bought portions of Kick Sauber. Now, in the proper Miami race, we've had our first ever double points finish in the same race last year that Kevin Magnussen secured us a 4th place. Now this is my new favorite track, especially as an American team ourselves. And for the first time ever I've seen on this game, everyone in the Haas F1 team, dynamic, the affiliates, the staff, and the drivers, they are all enthusiastic mentality. That is the first time I have ever seen that across the F1 Manager games. And now, on the stupidest thing I have ever seen on this game, George Russell is leaving Mercedes to drive for Williams, which I'm happy for as he's reuniting back with Williams. But Logan Sargent, of all people, will be joining Mercedes to fill the vacant seat. Like, seriously, what in the hell? Carlos Sainz also wins his first driver title with 10 wins on the year. And in second place was Max Verstappen, which I must say was a very good title fight throughout the entire season. Then you had the McLaren boys of Lando and Oscar. Then you had Bottas and Daniel, a good pairing there. Hamilton outbeat Charles in his first season, with then Gasly 9th, and for our first top 10 finish with 54 points. Ollie Behrman also had an amazing debut season with 28 points on the board, finishing ahead of Sergio Perez in the RB, and Fernando Alonso in the Williams, an extremely experienced driver, but that Williams car just was not great this year. And from our finishing position this season, I must say, for 6th place on 82 points, it was not that bad. I feel like if we had our stuff together, we could have caught up to RB, but we will see on the next season. Mercedes just were not strong. And regarding Mercedes, we also had an email from Toto Wolff to basically congratulate us on the amazing season we had against them. So, on to the next season.
Wait. What's going on here? Oh. Where did that come from?
Now, with the massive regulation change, it has really shaken the grid up, and we somehow are now the first overall team. But if you have a look down in the bottom right hand corner, you can unfortunately see we are $3 million in debt because we plunged all of that in the research. If I'm being honest, it's too much hard work to even blur the teams. So, let's go. Red Bull, no change. McLaren, no change. Ferrari, no change. And I'll check back in with you for the Aston Martin. Yep, so Aston Martin, no change either. So the Haas driver lineup, no changes with the Racing Bulls lineup, no changes with Kick Sauber either, but an all new lineup at Mercedes with Logan Sargent and Zhou Guanyu. That is probably the worst move that could have ever happened in the history. And we've got Williams, there's changes there, and Alpine, we've got changes there, with George Russell parting ways with Mercedes to drive for Williams again for the first time since 2021, and Jack Doohan making his debut, and we've also had Alex Albon move to Alpine, and Yuki Tsunoda in the Alpine. But now all of the upgrades that I've made in the pre-season have been applied. We are now first and or third in everything on the car, so this season should be looking good for us. Now, because I'm stupid, I forgot to grab the results from the Bahrain Grand Prix. But basically, just recap of that, we fell out the points after qualifying. I think it was... we qualified 5th and 7th, and we fell out the points. But Behrman in the second race has got Haas's first ever podium. But in the Chinese Grand Prix, not only did Behrman win the sprint race, Behrman also won the main race, taking out both the grand total points. Our first ever wins as a team. But skip to the mid-season, and Haas have overtaken McLaren for second in the Constructors' Championship. This is now the best result we have had as a team. And goddamn, this is exciting for what's going to come next year. Now, in massive news of announcements, Charles Leclerc is parting ways with Ferrari to drive for McLaren, doing the opposite of a Carlos Sainz. And the Ferrari have signed Oscar Piastri from McLaren on a 4-season contract. What the hell is even going on anymore? Like, these driver changes are insane, and I'm loving it. And for the first time this season, our car is basically the fastest on everything. Apart from top speed, our car isn't the fastest, but apart from that, our car is the fastest on the grid. Heading into Las Vegas as well, that is insane. Red Bull finished the season as Constructors' Champions with 13 wins to our 4 wins. The gap wasn't major, it was major actually. But the Constructors' Championship was Red Bull, us, McLaren. Aston Martin kicked Sauber, scoring over 100 points in this new regulation. Williams, Racing Bulls, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Alpine, with everyone scoring points in 2026. Andrea Stella, the team principal of McLaren, also congratulated us on pretty much beating them in the championship. Yeah, let's push for the next season, and hopefully next season we bring the championship home. Grow up. In the first race of the season, Ollie Behrman and Ocon do a 1-2 for the first time in the team's history, I believe. Starting off 27 on the good footing. Meaning we also take lead of the Constructors' Championship by a whopping 43 to 18 points. And as we head on to the Imola Grand Prix, we are the fastest car overall for everything. Which has then put us on good footing to then secure, before we head to Imola. Ocon is second in the championship with Behrman in third. Ocon 2 points behind. With the Haas team being first in the championship constructors with 197 to 158 points. But as we head to, as we do the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Ollie Behrman and Ocon do another 1-2, taking out top points in the constructors again, which also results in Esteban Ocon taking the lead of the championship. But unfortunately, we have some sad news before we head to Silverstone. Lewis Hamilton has decided to hang the boots up. With an amazing career that he had, it's going to be a different sport with him. He ultimately is ending with his career where he started it. And after the British Grand Prix, Ollie Behrman and Max Verstappen both don't score, but still 1-2 in the championship with him and Max. And we also are in first in the constructors, which so far is a good sign, but McLaren, not sure what that meant there. By the Singapore Grand Prix, we are also leading the championship. By Mexico, we are leading the championship. In Sao Paulo, Behrman wins while Verstappen didn't score. Still leading the championship. Still leading the championship by a long way. And that is where we have won it at this point. The championship was won. And we also won the Constructors' Championship. So we have ultimately now completed this challenge, which is really good, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.